Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I'm sorry that I didn't upload for you guys yesterday. I'm actually moving to Santa Monica and I just barely got here today. It was about a 12-hour drive, so I really just didn't have enough time to make a video. So today we're going to be diving in. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some Bitcoin analysis, some things that I'm watching with this. I think that we're very close to seeing a breakout, and the current market structure that we're seeing is actually very bullish. A lot of people are getting shaken out right now, which is why I wanted to go through, explain my thoughts and perspectives with what we're seeing in Bitcoin today, and share with you guys how you can actually be profiting off of all of this volatility. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember guys, I have a Discord server with almost 9,000 members. This thing is growing so fast and I would love to get this community up to 10K. That's my next major goal, and I know that you guys are one of the biggest, most die-hard supporting fan bases out there. And so make sure that you guys join by clicking in the description of this video. There you're gonna find the invitation link to my Discord. Now on the Discord server, I'm also offering my video course and signals. So make sure that you guys stay all the way to the end of the video so that you get all of the information needed on how to actually sign up and what the video course and signals comes with. With all that being said guys, we got a lot of really exciting things to talk about today. So without further ado, let's jump right in the video. So for this video today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin on all of the major time frames, and then we're also going to be taking a look at the total market cap, because I think this is going to be the most clear understanding that I can actually give you guys as far as what we're seeing across the market. Now, on the monthly time frame, really what I love to see and what I like about this chart overall is the fact that every time we've had a major reversal point inside of the market structure, we've had a pretty nice amount of volume that comes in around that point. And we can see that every time we have a lot of volume that breaks out, that signals a reversal point. And this is exactly what we've seen every single time. Every time we hit one of these big breakouts in volume, we get the high, or it's a reversal point of the low. Right here it happens again, and then we sold off. And now what we've recently experienced with this COVID panic was actually a bigger sell candle than we've ever even seen. Really, this sell candle is almost as big as the top of the buyers that we saw in 2017 to 2018. But nonetheless, guys, this is looking really good. I always hear the argument that, you know, there's not enough volume. Why is the price going up if we have declining volume? That's bearish. When in actuality, if you guys just look, there was a lot of volume that actually came in there. So that's why I haven't really been too worried about this. I've looked at this as nothing but a short-term correction, but this point right here was the reversal. Now, this was the defining point because we've pretty much sold off all the way to 3,800, but the buyers took us all the way back up here, and then we got a bullish engulfing candle for the next month, and we've just pretty much just been continuing to uptrend since that. So let's go into the weekly time frame here. Let's talk about some things. So on the weekly, the biggest level that we need to watch out for is going to be about right here. And this is about 10,500. This is really the major resistance level that we need to clear, because once we actually clear this, it's honestly going to be smooth sailing to at least 14K. But in my opinion, guys, if we can actually get a clean break above, 10,500 and we retest this and we get the support and resistance flip, then that's going to set us up for a quick impulse that I think is going to take us, close to that all-time high mark. In my opinion, we'll see Bitcoin either at or pretty close to that all-time high mark by the end of this year. Whenever that is, we're coming up on it. We're only a few months away, but I think we'll see further continuation and consolidation as we venture closer to that point. But this is a major level, guys. This 10,500, this has been a major level for a while. Every time we've ever hit this, we've actually had a rejection, and it's created a strong sell-off every single time. A lot of people right now, and kind of what I've been seeing amongst just the community, is the fact that a lot of people are kind of expecting that we're going to drop and then kind of complete this inverse head and shoulder formation. But the issue with that, guys, is I think too many people are watching that, and I just don't think that the market's going to follow suit. I think that everybody is expecting this resistance to create a pretty gnarly sell-off, because every single time we've hit it up to this point, it has. But I think that this is actually where that trend changes, and we're actually about to see a major breakout of this level. because this is such a strong resistance, once we actually break above and reclaim this as support, it's going to be an area of a lot of demand, and there's going to be a ton of value that's really going to send the prices of this asset skyrocketing, which in my opinion is going to take us close to that all-time high mark at 20,000. Now let's go to a daily time frame. Let's talk about some things here. Let's remove this. So on the daily time frame, realistically, we're just consolidating. Now, even though we had this pretty ugly rejection right here with that candle, I still look at this as majority bullish market structure. And in my opinion, you know, even though we had this pump and then it immediately had a bearish engulfing candle kind of come in, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bearish. And in fact, when we are working on a resistance, oftentimes buyers are going to come in, we're going to hit that resistance like we saw right here, and then there's just so much selling that is at this level that when we actually hit it, we just immediately sell off. But the thing is, guys, we haven't broken the trend. We haven't had like a significant sell-off, and we're mainly just consolidating outside of that. So that to me is bullish. The fact that we're holding such strong support right here, consolidation right below resistance is actually bullish. Now, obviously it can be bearish, but in this specific situation, you know, we're consolidating right below resistance, which means we're building up momentum to actually break out of this level. And basically what we're seeing across the board amongst all the altcoins is them breaking out, them making their first major impulses. And that's kind of, for me, that kind of explains that, you know, Bitcoin's just kind of lagging behind. Altcoins are going to start the rallies, which we've already seen this point. And when we do, you know, start to get a little bit of more momentum heading into Bitcoin, it's going to break out. But when it breaks out, I still expect that it's going to have the altcoins outperform Bitcoin. Even if it's for the short term, Bitcoin might pump super hard, might bleed the altcoin Bitcoin pairs for a second, but overall I expect that the altcoins are going to continue to outperform. I just don't see this as being a super bearish setup. I mean, we had a very obvious capitulation that took place here. We had a lot of volume that came in at that point, and we pretty much already finished the V bottom. We've already managed to come all the way back up to the top of the resistance. We completely retested the top of this resistance at about 10,400 to 500. And I just don't see this as being a setup where we're about to come all the way back down to, you know, about $64,000 to $7,000. I think we're about to break out, and we're really just setting the stage right now to do so. We're just building a support. We're just building that foundation. And, you know, once that foundation is actually set in stone, that is when we're going to break out of this level. And once this level is broken, guys, that is where things are going to get really interesting. I think that this has been such a strong psychological resistance level for so long that really, if we can actually get above this level, it's going to bring a lot of newfound confidence into the market because, you know, guys, up to this point, we've had a pretty ugly bear market, and it's been pretty gnarly. Now, one thing I want to talk about, let's remove all the drawing tools real quick. What I want to talk about here is this is pretty much the contracting triangle pattern that I've been sharing with you guys for a while now. This is kind of what I've been personally watching for this entire Bitcoin consolidation ever since we had this COVID panic. This has kind of been the setup that I'm watching for. And right now, guys, we're at such a key resistance level on a couple different ways. So we have this horizontal resistance right here, and I'm actually going to make this one, we're going to make the triangle black so it's a little easier to see. So we have this red horizontal resistance level where we've been rejected. We can't manage to find a way to break above this up to this point, so just yet. But we're right back at that resistance. We retested the resistance at 10.5, but with that retest, we're also perfectly coinciding with the all-time descending resistance. Every time we've ever hit this descending resistance, we've rejected, and we're right there just hugging it tightly. There's more reason for me to be bullish right now because of the fact we are consolidating right below resistance. In my opinion, what we're seeing is just the build-up phase before we build up enough momentum and we fully break out of this major resistance, because there's two major resistances. They're both coming together at the apex of basically right where price is at right now. And I personally believe that with everything that's happening in the economy, with, you know, the Federal Reserve just printing endless dollars right now, I highly expect that we're going to break up. And I find it less likely that we're going to need more time to build a foundation. I think that the foundation is already set in stone. After COVID, you know, that was the bottom. That was the final capitulation that we needed. And now we're just venturing to the breakout point. But the thing is, guys, when you trade a symmetrical triangle, the very top of the resistance point is actually your target when trading that. And so that would put us at $20,000. And that's kind of where I've came up with these targets. I think that once we can break above 10.5, reclaim that as support, it's going to set us up for that break upwards of, you know, $20,000 or something like that. That's kind of what I'm personally going to be watching for. Obviously, it doesn't have to shoot straight up like that. You know, we might see the breakout, might head up to 14K, kind of correct back down, and then go up like that. You know, it's really hard to say exactly what, but all I can say right now is what we're seeing in the market looks way more bullish to me. Now, let's actually dive into the total market cap, because this is also going to tell a little bit of a deeper story. Aside from Bitcoin, this also includes all of the altcoins. So this chart basically represents all of the money inside of cryptocurrency. So let's go through here and talk about this, because I think that this is such a beautiful chart. And, you know, what we're seeing right now is, you know, the inevitability of a massive breakout. And that's really what I'm going to be watching for. What we saw here inside of this market, ever since about December of 2018, we started our first impulse. This was our one wave, right? And then we got our corrective cycle back down, A, B, C. A little bit funky looking, but nonetheless it still holds true. And so pretty much what I'm watching for is that this entire thing was just a one wave. And we're about to start the three wave. Now, the three wave itself, you know, if we use our Fibonacci targets, let's kind of see what we'd be expecting to find here. So we have to go to at least this 1618, which would take us to about just under $600 billion in market cap. That is the very minimum target that I would be watching for as we head over into this next impulse. But really what I'm watching for is that by the end of the three impulse waves, I think that we're going to be either above or right around that all-time high mark. You know, maybe the three wave gets a little bit more extended. Maybe it comes all the way to that all-time high mark. We have a little bit of a shorter term correction. You know, and then the five wave actually breaks out. And, you know, maybe that could be the actual one wave structure that we do see. It's hard to say, but we're going to have to watch and find out. Nonetheless, the biggest reason I brought this up was just that this entire move is just the very, very, very first impulse of a market cycle. Even though we had a lot of volatility, that's actually to be expected in a one wave, because the one wave can technically retrace 99.99% of the entire move. So the move started here at about, you know, 100 bill. And then we impulsed, and we ended up correcting all the way back down to about 123 billion. And so, you know, it was almost a full retrace in that smooth. But it doesn't change the basic rules that apply to this. Now, what I'm going to be watching out for is really this resistance right here. That's going to be at about $522 billion. If we can get a clean break above this, you know, all-time highs and new all-time highs, I should say, is going to come rather easy. And I actually expect this next impulse is going to be the one that does break above this. You know, we might need to see some shorter term consolidation before going up, but nonetheless, I don't think it really changes a whole lot. What we're seeing is a lot more of strength. Even if Bitcoin might not be looking like it has a lot of strength, the altcoins do, which is why we look at this chart. Pretty much what we just had was a support and resistance flip. This was resistance, we rejected, we broke up, retested it, and we're now getting further continuation coming. So we're going to, at least, in my opinion, go back up to this top of this resistance, which is going to take us to about, you know, $307 billion. Somewhere right around there. The biggest news, guys, or what I should say, the biggest deal would be if we could claim that, and we could get above this. You know, at that point, if we can get above 307 billion, that's going to be a really dead giveaway that we're actually going to be, in my opinion, breaking out of these highs that we saw. And the high was actually about 385 billion. So if we can get above 307, I would actually expect that we're going to be breaking above the previous cycle high at about 380 bill. And then that's actually going to set us up for the further resistance that I have drawn here, upwards of 530 billion. And so that's really what I'm watching out for with the total altcoin, or the total market cap, I should say. But nonetheless, guys, it's going to look a lot like this. Even though the market structure looks a little bit different from how Bitcoin consolidated, this is kind of the thing that's to be expected. When we do get that major bull run, you know, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to just have a very major impulse. And you got to remember that this cycle's already different from the last one. The last one corrected for about a year, consolidated sideways for about a year, and then broke up, and then it started its new trend. This one's been a little bit different, but nonetheless, it's still a market cycle that it looks a lot alike, even though the similarities might be, you know, a little bit different, where the consolidation down here wasn't nearly as long. We got a quicker impulse, and then we got a sharper correction. I just think that with this first impulse, there was a lot more volatility, just because of the fact everybody was still doubtful that the bear market was over. Everybody was still expecting further lows. And so when we impulsed, a lot of people got excited, they FOMO'd in at the top, and we needed a deeper, more extended correction to fully shake out all the weak hands. And that's what we've experienced with COVID. You know, we've seen all of this with the altcoins really starting to take charge, leading and outperforming Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin consolidating right below resistance, I think that we're going to see a breakout coming very soon, which is why it's very important that we all pack our bags right now. But anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. I wanted to be able to give you guys one today because I didn't yesterday. You guys can expect further videos. I don't know what time this is going to get uploaded because I don't even have Wi-Fi in this apartment. So I'm going to have to figure out all those things. But regardless, I'm going to upload it today, whether it gets uploaded tonight. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. We're going to make it work. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. One thing I want to talk about before we totally wrap up the video is for people that want access to the video course and signals, you know, I'm going to give you guys a little bit more detail on how all of that works. The video course is 20 educational videos. It's all of the things that I know. It's really what I felt would be the most beneficial to new people that want to start learning how to day trade, how to invest in these markets. It works on all time frames, whether you want to be a day trader, whether you want to invest in the long term. I focus on both of those in their own way. And I actually teach you guys all of the skills that I know when it comes to actually trading. All of the technical skills required, all the indicators, you know, trend lines, market cycles, emotional psychology. It's all going to be taught inside of here. And honestly, guys, it is really what I wish I had when I got into this market. I cannot tell you how many times, you know, I lost money because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have anybody to really help me. And so because of that, I made a lot of mistakes. Because of that, I wasn't able to fully capitalize as much as I wish I could have. But nonetheless, that's why I made the course. It's for new people like you watching my channel that want to get in, want to learn how to trade. It's a really easy to follow course. It's full of a lot of detail. It's really going to help you guys out. Now, the signals, this is a way where you guys can just copy my portfolio. You can join the Discord server. In the Discord server, I actually post inside of the private channel, and you guys will actually be able to follow along with all the signals I post. I'm going to post an entry, an exit, as well as a stop loss on some. All the long-term holds, 80% of my investments are for the long term. And so with that being said, you guys can actually copy my long-term portfolio on the side. You guys, if you want to, you can also learn how to day trade, copy those other signals, because we've been making a lot of profit. Zilliqa, you guys have been hearing about that one. We're currently up over 200% from our initial entries. We've taken profits along the way up, but we're still holding some of that. We've been nailing a lot of different trades. Theta, we made over 300%. And so these are just a multitude of different cryptos that you guys will be able to get access to. You'll be able to copy those and actually make the same profits with me. But if this is interesting to you guys, all you gotta do is click in the description of this video. There you're gonna find the invitation link to my Discord server. Once you guys have access to that, you can shoot me a message on Discord and I'll get back to you with all of the information needed on how to sign up. If you can't figure out how to message me, just comment inside of the Discord and just ask, and one of the moderators should be able to help you. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for the support. And with all that being said, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.